Hey guys, welcome back to our video game development journey. Today is episode 6, and today we're going to take a big step forward as we're going to add a character as well as a hub base to the game. For anyone who's just joining us today, each episode we add new features to the game. We build the world better and invoke you in the process. If you are new here, we are designing a game with input from the community, and it's shaping up to be something incredible. Today we're adding a hub base, introducing a worker character, and exploring how it all fits together in our world. Let's get started. So before we add to this amazing world that we've designed together, I want to say thank you guys. Not just for being here today, but thank you for getting involved with the project. The decisions that you make influence the way that this world's designed, and I never even thought we would build a three-dimensional world. I was planning on building a two-dimensional world when I started this project, so the fact that we've created this is just amazing to me, and I just want to say thank you guys. If you guys are curious on how to get involved, we made a Discord last episode, and I will throw it down in the description down below, so feel free to check it out. There's an invite there. Just click on the link, it'll take you right to Discord, and you can join our server. Within the Discord, we're running different polls, so let me show you a little bit about it. Let's see here. So this is the Discord server. As you can see, this is the welcome page when you first get here. There's some rules you can go over, just basic guidelines and things that we want to abide by to make it a good, solid foundation for a community. As you notice here, there's a different tabs on the left. These are different threads you can view. If you click on the suggestion polls, we're running a poll right now. And this is suggesting what biome we add to our world next. These are the ones that already exist within the world. And these are the ones that you guys have an opportunity to vote on. And as you can see, people are actually voting on stuff. It looks like Volcanic Wasteland is in the lead right now. So if you guys don't want to see a volcanic wasteland in our world, make sure to get involved. And I hope you do. It's time to get to work. The first thing I wanted to add to this world was a hub base. The reason why is when I looked at this world, it kind of reminded me of Age of Empires or like an RTS. There's clusters of trees and locations, and I wanted to be able to harvest those. But if I were to harvest them, where do I bring them? Where does the player start? All these questions needed an answer, and the answer was a hub base. Not only am I not very good with Blender, but I want to try to add all the objects within this world through code, and not by models. So I started developing a box. I placed the box in the corner of the world, and it turned out alright, but I knew it needed a few more features, so I styled it up a bit. I started styling the roof, and added some color to give it some pop. I then tinted the windows to give them an off look from the door, and I even added a doorknob onto the door. Following a similar approach that I did with the hub base, I was able to add a worker to the map. It wasn't moving yet, but it was there. I then added a way to select the worker by clicking on it. As you can see, it puts a circle around the one that you're selecting. This is important because I plan on having multiple workers, or at least the player will have multiple workers throughout the game experience. They'll be micromanaging different workers on different tasks, similar to an RTS style game. I was then able to get the workers' movement to actually go up and down different terrain elevations, so that was kind of cool. But I knew I had a big problem. I'm going to have to figure out a way to solve collision. As you can see here, we have a worker, and he's not being prevented from moving through the walls of this building. Now I've put a box around this building. As you can see, these are going to be the boundary points for the worker, and I'm going to implement this approach pretty much with every object on the map. So all the trees, all the mineral veins, so these as well as the mushrooms down here. They're all going to have a little box around them, and then there's going to be some interaction with the player and those boxes. That's how I'm going to approach this. Let me explain briefly why the box is important. By adding a grid to my entire map and then placing boxes around objects, say for example this is the tree. Okay, my home base is somewhere, say here, and I have a worker. And my worker, I need to get from this location. He needs to go all the way from here, and he's got to get to this X here. Okay. Well, of course, he's going to go down probably the shortest route, something like this, and then head to that direction. Great. Mission accomplished. No big deal. But say another tree spawns in this path. So, for example, take a tree and I put it here. With pathfinding and with AI, you have the ability to actually reroute the route. So I'm going to now take this worker's route, and he's going to notice that there's a tree here, and he's going to have to reroute. So he's going to go, he's still going to try to get to his same location. So as you can see, he's still going to end up at X at the end, and he's still going to take a similar route if possible. But anytime there's an obstruction, it'll quickly reroute around that obstruction. And that's the kind of approach that I want to use with this game. By adding boxes around each object, we're able to place them onto a grid, and those grids can provide constraints. Now, I'm sure there's much more optimal ways to do this pathfinding, and I know MIT has some published papers actually on open source code on this sort of thing, so I might take a look at some of that stuff in terms of how to approach this going into the future. That being said, guys, thanks for spending the day with me. Thanks for spending some time in this video, and make sure to get involved with the Discord and get involved with this project, because it makes it just that much more engaging for you and me. You guys have a lovely day. Take care. Poobearski out.